Now, yeah, I just cannot imagine my life.
To the world, Simon Cowell was the sharp-tongued judge, the man who decided who stayed and who went home, the architect of modern talent, television. He was the figure behind careers that shaped pop culture, a mogul who built an empire valued in the hundreds of millions. But behind the camera-ready confidence and decisive authority lived a far more complicated story, one shaped by emotional absence, repeated failure, physical vulnerability, and profound personal reckoning. Long before Simon Cowell became one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment, he was simply a boy trying to be seen, loved, and understood in a world that often felt cold and unreachable. A childhood without applause. Simon Cowell was born on October 7th, 1959, in London, into a family that appeared comfortable and secure from the outside. His home was orderly, respectable, and financially stable, yet emotionally distant. His mother, a former ballet dancer, carried elegance and restraint, while his father, a successful music executive, valued discipline and achievement above all else. Praise was rare, affection unspoken. Simon would later reflect that love existed in his home, but it was never expressed in the ways a child instinctively needs. The absence of warmth left an imprint that followed him throughout his life, shaping his hunger for validation and his relentless drive to prove himself. The invisible student school offered little refuge. Simon struggled in traditional academic settings, not from lack of intelligence, but from boredom and disconnection. Teachers labeled him difficult, classmates overlooked him, and structure felt suffocating. He left school with minimal qualifications and an overwhelming sense that he had failed before his life had truly begun. In a family where success was the standard, this failure weighed heavily. By his late teens, Simon carried not only uncertainty about his future, but a deep-rooted belief that he did not quite belong anywhere. Starting at the bottom through family connections, Simon secured a job in the mailroom at EMI Music Publishing. It was a humbling role, far removed from the creative influence he dreamed of. He delivered packages, sorted letters, and watched others make decisions that shaped artists' careers. For a young man already accustomed to feeling invisible, the experience was quietly painful. Yet it was also formative. He observed how the industry truly worked, how success was manufactured, how trends were predicted, and how public taste often mattered more than artistic idealism. What felt like humiliation at the time would later become education. Failure before fame. In his 20s, Simon took a bold risk and launched his own record label. Early success brought recognition, money, and the intoxicating feeling of finally being someone. But the success was short-lived. Shifts in musical trends and business missteps led to financial collapse. By the age of 30, Simon found himself bankrupt, forced to move back into his childhood home, carrying not just debt, but shame. The emotional toll was heavy. He withdrew, questioned his worth, and confronted the terrifying possibility that his moment had already passed. Yet beneath the despair, something else formed, a resilience forged by years of rejection. Learning the real rules. Rebuilding from failure, Simon returned to the industry with a new philosophy. He stopped chasing critical approval and focused instead on understanding the audience. He recognized that success was not about impressing insiders, but connecting with ordinary people. Throughout the 1990s, this approach led to commercial victories that critics dismissed but the public embraced. Each success restored confidence, yet the fear of losing everything again never fully left him. Success felt earned but fragile. A voice that changed television. Everything shifted when Simon accepted a judging role on a new television talent competition. His honesty, often blunt and unapologetic, struck a nerve. In a media landscape filled with polite encouragement, his directness felt shocking and refreshing. Viewers responded, ratings soared, and Simon became a defining presence on television. His reputation as the ruthless judge took hold, but behind the sharp words was discernment shaped by decades of industry experience. When he believed in talent, his support could change lives. Building an empire with shows that spanned continents, Simon helped launch global careers and redefined entertainment formats. His influence extended beyond music into television itself, creating franchises watched by hundreds of millions. Financial success followed, along with fame that made him impossible to ignore. Yet the pace was relentless. Long filming days, constant travel, and the pressure to sustain success left little room for personal connection. At the height of his power, Simon often felt profoundly alone, surrounded by people yet emotionally isolated. Scandal and reflection. Public controversy later forced Simon into an unfamiliar role, that of the judged rather than the judge. The scrutiny was intense, and the fallout strained friendships and trust. Yet during this turbulent period, Simon also entered a new chapter: fatherhood. Becoming a parent shifted his priorities in ways nothing else ever had. The responsibilities of caring for another life softened him, grounding his ambitions in something far more enduring than ratings or reputation. Confronting physical limits. In later years, serious accidents brought Simon face to face with his physical vulnerability. Recovery was slow and humbling, requiring patience and restraint from a man accustomed to control. These experiences reshaped his relationship with work, health, and time. He began to slow down, choosing presence over pace, awareness over ambition. The realization that success could not shield him from mortality became a turning point rather than a defeat. Loss and perspective. Personal losses deepened Simon's introspection. Grief stripped away pretense, leaving behind clarity about what truly mattered. Fame, once a driving force, became secondary to family, memory, and meaning. He spoke more openly about gratitude, balance, and the importance of kindness, values he once overlooked in pursuit of achievement. Redefining legacy. As he aged, Simon made deliberate choices about how he wanted to be remembered. Wealth and status no longer defined success. Instead, he focused on creating opportunities for others, supporting creative education, and emphasizing values over inheritance. He accepted aging not as something to fight, but as something to honor, a visible record of survival, growth, and learning. The man beneath the myth today, Simon Cowell, is no longer simply the sharp judge or the powerful executive. He is a father, a survivor, and a man shaped by mistakes as much as by triumphs. His journey reveals that ambition without connection is hollow, and that true fulfillment comes not from control, but from care. The boy who once felt invisible ultimately built an empire, but it was the lessons learned through pain, humility, and love that gave his life meaning. A life rewritten. Simon Cowell's story is not one of effortless success. It is a story of repeated reinvention, of learning through failure, and of discovering that strength lies not in dominance, but in self-awareness. His greatest transformation was not professional, but personal. the quiet shift from proving his worth to understanding it. And in that shift, he found what he had been searching for all along. Not applause, but peace.